Welcome back to the Back Issue Book Club. My name is Greg,
And I'm Rich.
and this week we read Power Man and Iron Fist Sweet Christmas Annual Special and Kill Your Darlings number 4?
Four.
A little late, but holidays, this and that. Sorry.
Yeah, family.
Ugh. Ugh. I'm not a big annual guy. I've read a handful, and I'm always like, okay.
I do like the fact that they're standalone stories, at least.
That's true. That being said, I enjoyed this one quite a bit. I liked it.
Yes, I did too. I got very nervous when I saw that first panel and how bad the artwork was.
Yeah, I noticed it immediately, and I took it more of as the artist being like making fun of, like, hi, I'm Sandra, and I'm like trying to emote that through the drawing a little
But the
bit.
length of her neck, I swear I thought she was Kaminoan. Like, is she making clones?
Yeah,
What the
seriously.
That's the longest neck. Her neck is longer than her head.
Well, and the like USSR comrade who was like owning the toy store
Yes, exactly.
was like had like dark eyeshadow and like a pencil mustache and like the poof ottoman for a hat kind of thing.
Yeah.
Definitely
Um,
stylized.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think a lot of the name artists wants to be bothered with annuals.
Yeah.
It's an extra book. It's not part of the subscription. It's not part of the main storyline. And I guess if you're really, really good, you have your schedule already set out. But in the very beginning, I saw the artwork and I got nervous about how bad it was going to be. And it really wasn't that bad going the rest of the way.
No. No, I consider a book if it's not like pulling me out of it, it's great. It's good. You know.
Mm-hmm.
There's been multiple weeks where you and we don't discuss it prior, but we come to the table and we're like, that artwork, yeah. You know?
Yes.
So yeah, I agree. I mean, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, we honestly we don't discuss. We read the books, we come together, and we don't have any kind of pre-discussion about what we thought of the book. So sometimes I'll like it, and he won't. Greg won't, or vice versa. Um, so when we both notice something specific about the book, that shows you how much it stands out.
You know. I mean,
What
there's been times where we get on the call like before we start recording, and I have to like shut myself up
Yeah,
because
like
I'm about to
so.
ask
No,
something
no, no.
about
We'll talk about it in the show. We'll talk
content.
about it in the show.
Keep it on for the content for the show. So
What I really liked about this story, though, is it reminded me why I like to read Power Man and Iron Fist when I was a kid.
okay.
It had that same street level fighting and humor that I liked when I was a kid. It didn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah.
It had the oh, I'm gonna kick your ass type of attitude.
Yeah, and like, fist bumps and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, and what's her face? Spider Woman was the guest in that, and she's
Jessica Drew.
telling,
Yeah.
yeah, she's telling Damien Hellstrom, "Don't you grab my butt like you did last time."
He's like, I did it once
I
and it
was
was
drunk.
drunk.
Yeah, I mean, it's more realistic because it's the stupid stuff that happens in everybody's day-to-day lives.
Yeah. Son of Satan shows up.
Yes, in a department store where all the toys are coming to life. Of course, that happened to me last week. So
Yes. It's funny because like slowly in each panel, it's descending more into madness as people like customers start punching each other, and
yeah,
it kind of reminds me of like black. I mean, I guess it is Thanksgiving night, right?
no, it's Christmas Eve.
No,
It's
I think the book starts on
Christmas Eve because they
Thanksgiving
say
night, but then they say like they're
yeah,
open
it starts like
24/7
Black
still.
Friday.
There we
They
go.
open,
Yeah,
and they said that we're going to be open 24/7 right up to Christmas Eve
that's what it was.
to give every child chance to come and get a new good toy.
Moosh
And what's
Yeah,
funny is, you think of Paramount and Iron Fist, you kind of think, so is this an annual from 1987 or 1983, and this was a foreshadowing of people beating each other up in Walmart. No, this was written in 2016. So
Yeah, fairly modern. Um, I I loved the take on Santa Claus in this.
yeah,
I thought it was really cool and really clever. No one's seen him in over a century. Saint Nicholas banished him last time. So I guess Krampus felt he's been conjuring, and finally he decided Santa Claus is no more. So
yeah.
now is the
Now
time to strike.
it makes me wonder if in the comic books they've got Saint Nicholas and Santa Claus as two separate characters.
I don't know.
Because I think prior to this, they did have Santa Claus and identified him as a mutant.
Right.
Here, it's specifically Saint Nicholas, which we all kind of associate is one and the same. But um, the only one that's actually dressed up like Santa is actually Damien Hellstrom. So,
Well,
oh man, and it's like so. There's different hells, and Krampus is from a hell. Yeah, but his is like a not a great hell. It's kind of like the Bridgeport, Connecticut of hells. I'm like, oh my
oh yeah.
god.
And when as soon as I read that, I thought I don't really get it, but I'm sure Rick
I
is
know
laughing at it.
Bridgeport, Connecticut. I get it.
Yeah.
There was a episode of Family Guy where they made that same kind of a joke, and then
Okay.
they, they like flashed, like segued to a guy say, "Dear Family Guy jerk offs, I'll have you know that Bridgeport, Connecticut leads the country in abandoned cars, boarded up windows, and
Oh man.
yeah, it's a waterfront town city that's had a lot of industry in it that because of the cost of operating in Connecticut, they all moved out. So it's a it's like the East Coast Detroit. Okay. So
I was just gonna say it sounds like Detroit kind of thing.
yeah, Oakland. I mean, see, yeah. I think Bridgeport fell first.
Ah, well,
So
that makes sense then. Um,
yeah, when you're going down the highway trying to head up into New England, that's not the exit you get off to go get gas. You just keep going.
fair enough. Um, but in the dire hour, Saint Nick shows up again and saves the day.
Oh,
Well,
it's not even
helps them.
close, man. He kicks his butt, man.
Yeah, he did. It was cool. It was cool, and it made me think of Claus again, the series we read
Yeah,
before
same
Christmas. I
thing.
was like, "This is cool." I like this new image of Santa in my head this year.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to read some more Santa, Chris Kringle, Saint Nicholas books next year.
Yeah, there's a few more. I think there's at least 2 more limited Claus series of that same Claus. So,
Well, I mean, like last year, we did the Lobo Christmas.
yeah, yeah,
So, and we had a lot of fun with that. So, the books that you don't think about picking up around the holidays, we're starting to read some of them, and some of them have some really fun stories.
yeah,
So,
for
we're going to
sure.
try to keep this holiday tradition going.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know if I have too much more to
So,
say about that book. It was fun.
ranking at a score of 1 to 10.
I will give it I'll give it a 7.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, it
It
was
was
fun.
it was enjoyable. I'm glad I read it. Artwork scared me in the beginning, but turned out to not be terrible.
Yeah,
It was a fun read, so I liked it.
especially again, like we've said in these December ones, especially in like December. It
Yeah.
just kind of keeps you in the mood and all that stuff. So,
Although I mean, Claus, if I read that in July, I'd still think it was a good story.
that's true. That's true. That was just a great series.
This, I don't know if I'd be in the mood for reading in July.
Yeah. Because it's a slice of life, really.
Yeah.
It's like you said, it's like the street level stuff that everybody goes through with, except for, whatever, street level heroes.
So that's our ranking on that. But we did have another book.
Yeah. Geez. This Kill Your Darlings number 4. Wow.
Absolutely. I got to say this real quick. I think that the amount of story that we're getting in each book is too little.
Okay.
It just feels like it goes too fast and it doesn't advance the story very much.
All right. So let's talk about that. So we enter the story with her friend Elliot being possessed, having been possessed by the nightmare creature, right?
Right. That was the end of issue 3.
And that's where we start off here. And then it's really just conversation for the most part. I mean, there's a little bit of like, rough and tumble between, I forget the girl's name. But the main character girl and this possessed Elliot.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I can't remember names either, so I'm trying to see if I can find it.
But either way, I mean, it's just conversation while they're like dodging each other. And
Rose.
Rose, okay.
Now, I mean, it's her imaginary, semi-imaginary, not imaginary characters that she has in her realm. They're turned by this creature, so she winds up having to get her sword named Francine.
Which reminded me a lot of that sword that the grandpa carried in that Texas book we read, where the father,
God Country.
yeah, just thought of a giant sword like that.
You actually, I saw the giant sword, and I thought of Blue Beetle, but
Oh yeah, that's true. Or even like Final Fantasy. Anyway, big
yes,
sword.
yeah, there's a long history of big swords.
Yes,
But she's fighting off and killing the
possessed
friends that,
versions.
yeah, well, the friends that she had. She's slicing them up, doing a pretty dang good job of it. And this entity, which is now in charge of our friend, saying, "Well, you're not going to kill me. That would kill your friend."
Yeah,
You don't realize I can like hear him inside my head, and he's like screaming, man.
yeah. Ugh. Well, and then eventually, remind me, how did they get into the real world, our real world again? They like
Um,
there's a I
I
forget.
think he actually does it. He says her final gift to you is me, and he winds up she falls like off a cliff into a pink portal and winds up crashing through the ceiling in a mammoth video store, Blockbuster.
Yeah,
And
that's
there's a couple people in there, and the entity which is possessing her friend, follows her.
I hated this.
And God,
Just fucking rips him in half.
yes,
Like just just cuz.
yep.
I guess to show her that like this is real and stuff and
But apparently, this has now brought him into our reality and not her
yeah,
alternate
whatever her
reality.
plane was or whatever. Yeah. And now
Which what
he's
series
talking
did we
about.
read a couple months ago that reminds you of?
Say it again.
What series from a couple months ago that we read did that remind you of? DC Night
Oh,
Terrors.
yeah.
This,
Yeah.
yeah. I honestly, I almost felt like we're getting a little bit of a ripoff of Night Terrors here. I mean, knowing how long it takes for a comic book to get printed, this had to be written before Night Terrors came out. So, it's not, but it's going to come across that way.
It might, yes, so far, but I think it's a little too early to judge.
Oh, I'm going to keep
'Cause
reading.
yeah.
I'm liking it. I know you're not the sort of person that enjoys watching panels of people getting ripped in
Yeah.
half vertically. By the way,
Yeah, hot dog style rather than
hot dogs.
hamburger. But at the very end, it looks like he's about to kill her, and then you hear the classic boom boom
Yeah.
from like a 7-Eleven door, and
He's like, ugh, what?
this old being walks in, and it's a close up of its face, and the guy says, "Master."
Yeah,
So
and I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, so is this like Stick from Daredevil? Is this Emperor Palpatine? Is
Oh yeah.
um trying to get like a voice in my head to associate with. There's no dialogue from this new character,
No,
but
no.
I want to have something to try to have some kind of a voice in my head.
Well, that's why you buy issue 5.
I've already ordered it. I've already ordered it. But again, from this entire issue is I have your friend possessed, kill a couple of your creatures. We'll do a flashback to see how your mom really didn't take that great a care of you, and we'll pop into your realm. And that's really all this book does.
Yeah, that's true.
It has a lot of artwork leading through a lot of series of stuff, but
And it's good.
it's it's very good, but it is a little redundant going through the middle of it.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, we have next week's books lined up.
Ooh, tell me.
We are going to check out something a little bit out of left field here. Avengers Tech On from 2021 through 2022, I think.
Okay.
It was a 6-issue series about the Avengers, and they all get augmented by Tony Stark's like new technology.
So kind of like the Iron Spider that they had in Avengers.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
He does to everybody. Cool.
So there's only 6 issues. It shouldn't be too bad.
Shouldn't be too bad. Okay, that's
No,
positive thinking.
like the length of it. I mean,
Yeah,
reading it.
we should be able to make it through this frickin' series.
I mean, I hope it's entertaining. It seems it. I remember back in the day when I was first getting into comic collecting, I just knew that some Peach Momoko covers were blowing up, and there was one issue of this that had Wolverine, and it was by Peach Momoko, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna grab this one. This is gonna get expensive," and never took it up because I didn't know at that point how that worked. So,
That's
anyway.
okay. I mean, I guarantee you there are books that I've paid exorbitant amounts of money that never did not.
Oh yeah,
So
and it
you
was
don't
only
win them
cover
all.
price. So
Oh, you're fine.
yeah, yeah.
I'll trade it for my paper girls. So
Avengers Tech On, 6 issues. So we'll be reading that next week, and I think either 1 or 2 more weeks later we've got Enfield Gang, the final.
I don't think it's next week. I think it's the week after.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm looking forward to the finale of that. If nothing, just to wrap up the story and try to. Hopefully, it wraps up in a way that it brings me back on the track and I understand what's going on.
Yeah, that would be nice because it did get convoluted in that last issue.
This one, at least Kill Your Darlings is not doing that.
That's true. That's a huge plus for a book.
Yeah.
For us, at least. We don't do the Department of Truths very well.
Hey, you want to know what I did also like about Kill Your Darlings? I got to say it real quick. Is a lot of times when I read these books that come out once a month, I like when number 4 comes out, I had to open up number 3 to refamiliarize myself. Yeah, refresh. I don't have to do that with this. I literally like, okay, so where were we? Open up the first page. I'm like, oh yeah, oh okay, I know where we are.
Yeah, that's always really nice.
So,
all right,
especially for us, for us, me, older people with brains falling apart.
And kids. I don't have room in there for other stuff. Anyway, are we good?
Absolutely, sir. Bring us home.
All right. Thank you guys for watching, listening. Don't forget to rate and subscribe wherever you listen to the podcast. We would really greatly appreciate that. If you do that on YouTube, that's cool. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. That's awesome. Don't forget to check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/TeamOhana, where you'll get this podcast 3 days early, usually. You get pulls from my pull box every 3 months. I just sent out the last batch with special creation to each of our Patreons that I made out of the Perler stuff of their favorite superheroes. So not promising that, but you never know. when we do watch alongs, those will be on there, so you could watch stuff with us virtually. Any extra content really that we produce, and we'll do polls on there every once in a while. You guys, your suggestions are priority over the regular YouTube suggestions, which we
Yes.
also would welcome very much. So I think that's it.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Until we see you in the next one. Mahalo.